Hello, welcome to Forging the Characters. I'm Shaun, and today we'll be showcasing what Hero Forge can do when it comes to making character minis, walking you through ways to use advanced techniques and other tips and tricks in the character builder. Today, I'm working on the minis for the upcoming campaign, The Lonely House of Neverwinter, DM'd by, me. It will launch on November 16th at 6 PM at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. Now, I have a slightly different challenge today. All of our players have actually had a go at making their Hero Forge minis themselves, so I'm going to concentrate on adding those little flourishes that help to make Hero Forge minis unique from one another. Let's get forging. Okay, so the first thing I did, because I had a full complement of characters to start off with, is to place them all into a scene together using the new Scene Together Creator tool. I'll walk us through something a little bit later, but I just wanted to get a gist of kind of the characters as a party. Now, and this was obviously also going to inform some of the decisions I make in terms of some of the edits. Now, you'll see, unfortunately, a couple of players have actually decided on pretty much exactly the same outfit. Now, it's not impossible that they would have used the same tailor, but one of our players, Lola, actually gave me a sketch of the clothing that they were aiming for, but that they weren't able to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a go at trying to replicate Lola's sketch on their model so that maybe we can get a bit closer and have a little bit more variety in the party. I'm also going to have a go at changing the pose for our central character there, because the player mentioned that maybe could have a kneeling pose, and I just thought that a kneeling pose alongside our character in the front, the rat person there, and then the others, I could basically rearrange them a little bit so that there are a slightly different number of levels, so I thought they would look quite nice together like that. And then yeah, it will be kind of fairly minor tweaks, I think, to a few of them, but I'll get onto some of my plans a bit later on. One thing I'd like to do is have a go at editing some of the colours as well, just to kind of tie everything together, using some techniques that I learned from real miniature painting. They may not work in online 3D modelling, but we won't know unless we try, so let's give it a go. Okay, so first up is Murine, who is Chris's character. Chris has gone for a rat folk who, as you can see, is surrounded by rats, has a definite affinity for rodents of many different kinds. And they went for a kind of tracking pose. So you can see that they're on the ground, they're kind of tasting, I guess, the ground as part of their tracking skills. They've done a pretty good job. Like, there's not really a lot that I think I can improve on this. One thing that they did say though, you can see that we've got a rat kind of embedded there, and another one here, and that's using some additional arms to place familiars elsewhere on the body. So what Chris just asked was whether I'd be able to have a go at kind of tweaking those, seeing if I can have those appear a little bit more, I don't know, sit a bit nicer, perhaps, shall we say. So yeah, I'm going to be playing around with that, and let's see whether we can do that. So I've managed to get the rat to a position that I was happy with, where it's slightly holding, standing up a bit more. And I just find that it's kind of intersecting with the sword a bit too much. I'd hoped that I might be able to twist it, but the place it's twisting from, it's not really coming out of there at all. So what I'm probably going to do is pop it on the hip instead. So let's just do that. Okay. I think I've done everything that I can to try and make the perch for the rats. I wanted to center it a bit more on the back, so I think that I've kind of done that to make that look a little bit more natural, and actually it makes them a little bit more of the focal point rather than the kind of sword. One thing I would say is careful when you stand up, Murine, you might chop your tail off. Okay, so next up we have Juliette, who is John's character. Juliette is an Azamar, and as such is very bright, very bold. John described Juliette as perhaps wanting like a kind of devout pose. So I want to have a bit of a play with this. I want to see whether I can get that shield to be, rather than being held, like wielded like you would normally hold a shield, try and position it through some tail magicry, so that Juliette's arm is kind of resting on it and it's a bit more of a pensive, prayer-like pose. And then I'll probably also just play with the colours a little bit, turn up the inner radiance, see if we can get some kind of glow about the skin tones. See how we go. You may be wondering why I've got the tail poking out like this. Well, I've managed to get the shield to a position where I'm quite happy that it's not going to obscure too much of the character. It's kind of leaning down on the ground. You just have this slight issue of the tail being a little bit obvious. But what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and make it so that the sword, I'm going to kind of have it at rest as if it's kind of through the handles of the shield, and hopefully it will hide a bit of that tail. Fingers crossed. just going to colour in this tail so that it looks like part of the sword. And then I'll just have a go at tweaking the eyes, bring some brightness in if there isn't already enough, and then I think we're done. Jobs are good. Okay, next up we have Barley, played by Liz. Now, I don't want to do too much to Barley, to be honest, because Liz has clearly put quite a lot of effort into, particularly like the tattoos around the face. Yeah, I think there's a lot there. What I'm probably going to do, I will just fix this pauldron so that it's a little bit more even with the other one. And I was going to play with some colours, see if I can bring in some transparency, see if we can kind of bring out a bit of a glow to them as well. And then maybe just relax the poses a little as well, so that, yeah, they seem a bit more at ease. But we'll see how that goes. Right, moving on to colours. I'm going to see if I can just take away some of the colour on the back of this shield. Might not work, but we'll give it a go. I think I'm happy with that. Next up we have Suaskyi. I don't know if that's in the right pronunciation. I've not actually had a chance to talk to Lola about this yet. But this is Lola's character. Suaskyi. So Lola's provided me with a sketch, which I can show you. This is the outfit that Lola had in mind for their character. Unfortunately, none of the bits kind of exist in Hero Forge at the moment. I've got a couple of ideas. I don't know how well they're going to work, but I'm going to try, first off, to try and make those sleeves. I'll either try using a spell flame effect, I'm thinking. Might be a bit bulky and irregular, so if that doesn't work, there's a couple of outfits that have sleeves that I'm like drapey bits on the sleeves that I might be able to reverse up. I'll give it a go. I mean, that's all I can really do. As for the trousers, again, there's not really anything in the way of kind of flares or anything that isn't just quite slim fitted to the leg. I'm gonna give the hakama a go. The thing with the hakama is they're actually a skirt, I think. They're not don't have separation, so I might have to try a slightly different pose with the legs closer together to pull off the effect of it being trouser legs. So I'll give that a go first. If I don't like it, I'll return it to how it was, and the trousers might just have to be something as baggy as I can get them, and then I'll give the arms a go. See what I can do. Yeah, even with the legs right together, that's quite obviously a skirt. So let's undo and see what we can. Let's see what else we can find. I think that's as baggy as I can get them. Now for the arms. Straight away I can see that trying to do it down the same arm's not going to work because it's just going to envelop the hands. Might be able to do it if we have crossed arms. Let's give it a go. I'm not convinced this is going to work. I've only done it roughly for the moment just because I didn't want to spend too long like tweaking and everything, but it's just it's not really giving the effect, is it? So we'll try a top that has try a top that has some long sleeve bits that maybe we can manipulate. I'm going to return to my original save though. That's really not working, is it? I think I'm going to have to admit defeat on this. There is a top that kind of has the puffy sleeves, but I think it's really a choice between the sleeves or the kind of suit-like chest piece. I think I'm going to try and go for the suit-esque elements rather than the sleeves. I think I've got to make a choice, and let's keep that. I think that's as close as I can get to your sketch, Lola. But let's go and tidy up those colours and tidy up these areas where it's clipping as well. I think I'm not going to be too surprised if we see a return to Lola's original mini with this one, but we had a go, saw what we could do. Can't win them all. Okay, so last up we have Eltreon, played by David. Now, David has chosen a lot of kind of gold tones on here, and I think a lot of them are kind of the same sort of colours. But because some of them are meant to be fabric, I figured we would go into the colour mixer and try and make some of them a bit fuzzier. so that they look a little bit more fabricy. Just try and break up those so that you can tell that there's different textures involved here. And yeah, that's kind of it. There's a few tweaks, and I think I might do something just to slightly change the default pose. Maybe, yeah. Well, let's see how we go. So I'm going to turn the fuzz up, and I'll play with the roughness, see if we can make that look a little bit more like cloth and less like he's been dipped in gold. I'm just tweaking the cape, mostly because where the fur's on top of it, I don't imagine it would blow in the wind quite as much, so it should, I think the curve should go the other way, so I'm just amending that. There we go. I'm happy with that. Hopefully David will be too. Okay, now that we've finished, there was just one more thing I wanted to do, and that was just to do a comparison scene. So let's see how much has changed. Let's have a look at this comparison then. This is where we started with the character models as made by the players. And here we've got the changes. I think we can be pretty happy with that. See you all next time. Ta-ra.